Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing something that I find really exciting, and that is making a above ground irrigation system using below ground irrigation parts. So for what we need today, we're going to need a sprinkler. For me, I used a 1/2-inch Rainbird pop-up. We're going to need a 1/2-inch riser. I have a 1/2-inch by 6 cutoff riser, and then you're going to need these silver spikes that have the hose fitting, and then the 1/2-inch port on top for the 1/2-inch riser. So just to kind of illustrate what we're going to be doing, here we have the 1/2-inch Rainbird pop-up. You don't have to use this one. You can use the Hunter pop-ups, or if you have 1/2-inch rotary nozzles, those work with this just as well. So the 1/2-inch rotary nozzles will look similar to this. It won't be this exact type because this is a 3/4, so this won't work with these spikes. For this, you'll need to make like a PVC sled. If you'd like to see me make one of those, I've made them in the past. Just make sure you like, comment, and I will get that going. So the way this works is you have your 1/2-inch pop-up here. This is going to sit above ground. We're going to take the 1/2-inch riser clamp, probably going to cut it to this first notch right there. That's going to go in like that. And then this is all going to screw in to this 1/2-inch stake. So now that we have all of this laid out, let's go ahead and start getting it all put together. So the way these these cutoff risers work is they have a cutoff notch every 6 inches. So since this is just going in here, I don't want this to sit very high up. So I'm going to cut this off on the first notch. I'm just using regular PVC cuts right here, or cutters. There we go. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to thread that into the 1/2-inch pop-off, or pop-up. Now, I don't use thread tape. Some other people do. I will use thread tape going in on this to the metal. I'm just going to do a couple rounds on the thread tape. Better be safe than sorry. Got that taken care of, and then we're just going to thread it back into the top of this metal spike. Nice and snug. Now we're just going to repeat that for the second one we have. So again, just going to cut it off on the first one. Thread it in. Run some thread tape over. And there we go. So now I have 2 of these. So now that we have both of those put together, we are going to put them out in the yard. We're gonna get the hoses run, and we'll hopefully have a sprinkler system soon. So while looking through this, I realized that the Rainbird nozzle I had was actually a 360 nozzle instead of a 90 to 180. I think is what they are, or 90 to 270. This one is correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace both of these nozzles with the red Hunter MP rotator. So I'm going to do that real quick and show you all how to change out these nozzles on top of a 1/2-inch pop-up sprayer. So changing these out can be kind of intimidating at first. especially as a new homeowner. Maybe you inherited a sprinkler system. You don't know how to do this. I'll make this pretty simple. So you're going to pull up on the top of the 1/2 inch pop-up. Now you're going to need to hold a lot of pressure, because if you don't, it just snaps back. So you're going to hold it up, and then you're just going to unscrew the top of this. So that is the Rainbird nozzle. We're going to put in this Hunter nozzle, and it just threads right in. Super simple. Now let's do it for the other one. Oh, I guess I need to open the package first so I don't bust my hand. We're going to pull up, just simply twist that off. There's the old one, new one goes right on. Simple as that, and then it's just popping right back down. Okay, so we're going to come out, we're going to figure out where we want them. For me, I want one right there, and then I want one somewhere around here. These are 10-foot heads. These are going to be 90 to 180, or 90 to 270, whatever. So all we're going to do is we're just going to take this, try to not find a rock in the ground, and slide that down. That's not going to move anywhere. This is going to be the first sprinkler in the system, so we're going to take that off. We're going to take this end of this hose, slide this bad boy on. Also, if you have these hoses, I despise them. They're the pocket hoses. They expand and contract. They're not the best for this application because they make your sprinkler move. Also, I just realized that these don't have swivel fittings, so you will need to kind of do this number as you're putting this on. And then we're going to re-put that back in. First one is good. Let's go to the second one. So we're over at the next one. I'm going to thread this on. And then I'm going to run it into the ground. So we're going to find out where the nozzle is pointed. To do this, I'm going to pull this back up, actually. I'm going to show you what we're looking for. So you're going to pull the nozzle up, and what we're looking for is this white line. That is your far left limit. So I know that whenever I put this in the ground, like this, right here is my far left limit. So that means that sprinkler is going to throw parallel with the driveway and somewhere that direction on the go, or when we first fire it up. Come over here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to get my tripod to stand up first, but I'm going to take a look at this one. So right now, it's going to be throwing somewhere that direction, which is almost right where I want it to be. So I'm not going to touch that. So now that we have both of those set up, let's go turn the water on. Water's on. We're getting pressure. Let this line pressurize up. Okay, so now these are both finally pressured up and working. So now we're going to make the adjustments we need. So remember that white line we were talking about on the side here? If that's not throwing where we need it to, because right now this is starting its throw parallel with that flower bed right there. So if we wanted to throw more into the flower bed, we're just going to grab this post. We're just going to grab this post and rotate it. It'll click. and you'll be able to hear it, and you'll feel it clicking. If we want to change how these throw, if we want it to not throw as far to the right, you're going to take this and you're just going to twist it to the left. You see how it's starting to shut off those nozzles to where it only throws as far right as you want it to. So it's going to stop its throw somewhere right around there. And that is perfect for right here. This one, besides it leaking like a sieve right there, so you might have that issue. You might have to troubleshoot that, but if you tighten it down, it should be fine. This one is throwing a little too far left, so it's starting all the way over here and swinging in. So I want to change that. I want to twist this to the right. So I'm just going to grab it and then turn my hand to the right. Hear a couple clicks. Check the adjustment. And that's what I like. Now, the right one here isn't throwing out as far right as I need. Turn it to the right a little bit. And there we go. I have that one and that one set up. I know that every time I put that there, it will water this section. Every time I put that stake there, it will water that section to the road. This also prevents it from overthrowing, getting in the street, and losing a bunch of water in the process. So the beauty about doing this system is that if you put everything back in the same spot, if you are in the general same spot, the stakes don't have to be perfect every time. But if you put those back in the general area, you'll prevent a lot of unnecessary watering, hitting flower beds when you don't need to hit flower beds, and hitting streets when you don't want it to hit streets. That's where a lot of runoff happens. That's where you end up wasting a lot of water and money. When we look at systems like this, where this sprinkler and that sprinkler are watering a dedicated area, it prevents a lot of runoff. Instead of having that one sprinkler in the middle that waters the whole yard, throws half of it into the street, and the other half ends up on the driveway, and you water for an hour and it doesn't feel like you get any water on the grass. We do this to lower our water bill, to be more efficient in our watering. We also have data with those nozzles that show what the output per hour should be with at 40 psi. So at 40 psi, don't quote me off the top of my head, but I think it's like 0.4 inches of water in an hour with the red nozzles on the Hunter MP rotators. So we can do that, and then we confirm with the catch cups that we are indeed getting 0.4 inches of water in an hour. So that way we can be more efficient in our watering, we lower our monthly water bills, and in the end, save money. So I had a system similar to this when I was in Indiana. I used 3/4 inch rotor heads, ran a piece of PVC down the fence line, put 3 heads on it, and made a redneck sprinkler system. That worked well with my yard in Indiana. Here in Tennessee, I installed a below ground irrigation that has been wonderful. So this is a good compromise between spending the $5,000 on an irrigation system versus $20. So the stakes, I think, were $10 on Amazon. The heads are about $4 a piece for the non-pressure or the non-regulating ones, and then so maybe $30 because I bought a couple of heads and I got like 4 nozzles for them, and it was an 8-pack of stakes. But if you're overseeding right now, this is a great way to make sure you're getting good even coverage throughout your yard to give you the best chance at having good germination. I know it's a little late in the season for a lot of people up north who are overseeding or have already overseeded. Y'all are already getting freezes. Your season's done. Here in Middle Tennessee, the temperatures have just now gotten into the 70s. Today it was like 73, lows dipping into the low 50s, upper 40s right now. So if you overseed your Bermuda grass, still a good window. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have questions, or if you just don't like my videos, leave a comment saying that. And make sure you tune into the next one.